Hey guys, so yesterday I did a video about 1.4.8 and I've got an ND filter on today, so hopefully that will now sort out the colour issue. But the second issue relating to the iPhone charging ability, whether it's dimming this screen here. So I'm going to get the drone up in the air shortly and I'm going to talk to you about why this is now a big safety issue. Make sure it's essential. I'm going to go through these settings now. That the drone is just over there, and when you actually turn the propellers on, leave it in place for a good 15-20 seconds until you get full GPS lock. So right now the drone is just hovering in the air and it's 3 meters in the air. I'm just going to keep it like that now for about 10-15 seconds, just while it's actually reading all the data about where it is. This is going to be essential now whilst we're having this problem, and I'm going to see how long it takes until this screen actually then starts to dim. Anyway, let's go now to fly around and we'll see what it does. So using that ND32, these colours today look a lot more natural. Put it into Pro mode, everything seems to be a lot better than the last video where we had those really oversaturated colours, the greens and those reds. And a few of you were saying that you've been experiencing similar issues as well. So we don't know whether this is going to be a new thing DJI are adding, like upping that saturation or not. But certainly putting it into Pro and using ND filter, that helps. But regards to the actual issue of this overheating and this auto dimming on iPhone, hundreds of you got back to me about this, saying you've got similar issues with your phone dimming as well. Even you guys on Android as well, because I know you've had this for forever. I don't think you've ever had the option to auto charge or not. But on a warm day, when your phone is connected to power and something's charging it, it's for iOS especially, this knocks it into auto dim mode. It will dim that display, and that's why now this is a safety issue. So I need you all to keep feeding back to me if you've had similar issues to this, and then as again today I'll show you now what happens to me. All right, so we're now about 8 minutes into the flight. I've got 74% battery left, and look at the screen. The screen has gone really dim. Auto dim has come on. I don't use a case, and the phone is now warm to the touch. It's overcast conditions today. It's not warm by any stretch. It's 15 degrees and I can't see that screen clearly at all. Auto dim has come on because we don't have this option. So my phone is charging now all the time with this controller. I can see the drone over there, so I have got it in sight. So before anyone says, well, you should only be able to just see the drone in sight all the time, I understand that, that's correct. But you also need to be able to see this screen as well. This screen is what's going to give you any warning messages, any wind warning messages, and you can change things within the app on the screen. So you need to be able to see that screen as well. That is also a safety feature. So this is why this is now a safety issue. I cannot see that screen clearly. So once this phone gets warmer and warmer, what eventually will happen? Let's talk about that now. So eventually your phone will overheat. So it's essential at the moment, until this is fixed, to make sure your return to home altitude is set accordingly in case your phone goes off. Set the return home altitude to be actually taller than any buildings around you. Set it accordingly. Do not think, oh God, what's my return to home altitude? Check these before you set off, but make sure that is set. It's crucial. Second, advanced safety settings. This needs to be set to return to home until this issue is sorted. I cannot stress that enough. If you've got it on hover or descend and you lose connection and you have to switch it into return to home mode, and there's a loss of signal, it will not come back to you. It will just descend or it'll hover. And in my situation today, that would then descend until I can actually run over there and retrieve it, or the battery will run out and it'll go into the sea. It's got to be set to return to home. Okay, so now the drone is still over there. My phone is so actual dark now and dim. The phone is really warm to the touch. So if this now switches off, so you're going to get a temperature warning on the phone, and the phone can switch off as well. So then you will not have any access to the DJI Fly app. So I'm just going to simulate that now by turning the DJI Fly app off. And then if you've got your return to home set appropriately, it should return back to you. If it doesn't automatically return back to you, you're then going to have to use the controller return to home as a last resort. but this is the problem. You know, if this drone is not near you and all of a sudden this auto dims and it switches off, this drone could be anywhere, and this is why it's now a big safety issue. I'm just going to turn this off and see if it comes back to me. If it doesn't auto kick in after 10 seconds, I will then use the remote control. Okay, so I've now closed the app and the drone is still in place. So I'm going to leave it about another 10-15 seconds. If it doesn't return back to me automatically, I'm going to press return to home. The phone has actually powered off in the last 20 seconds. This phone is that warm, it's powered off. So, and the drone is still just in the distance there above that pole. So it's not returned back. So the only option I now have is by pressing the return to home button here, and then it should hopefully return back to that point there. Let's do that. So as you can see, fortunately, that drone now is increasing its height to the altitude I set it at, and then it should come back to me. Bear in mind, the Mini 2 doesn't have precision landing, so you need to be really careful and be sure where you've set your return to home point at. As you don't know if you can see just in the distance there above me, the drone is coming back, and then it should land directly where I've set it. We need to get phone charging option on or off immediately. When the drone is coming down, I can use the controller sticks manually if I need to, but at the moment it looks like it's coming down all right at where I set it at. Here it comes now. Hopefully it should land directly there, and it should auto land now. So fortunately for me, my return to home was set accordingly and everything went well. But with hundreds of you having this issue with the phone dimming, problems could occur and you could end up losing your drone. So please comment down below if you've had similar issues to this and we can get all this fed back. I have actually already contacted DJI and Apple to see if there's anything they can do to bring this option back within settings to allow us to turn off auto phone charging, especially on a warm day. If it's a warm day, I mean it's only 16 degrees, I would not be charging my phone with a power bank. I do not want anything increasing the heat of that phone when it's already in direct sunlight. We need to bring back the option of phone charging on or off. And within iPhone settings, there is nothing you can do, True Tone or auto display, auto brightness, nothing will change that. It will auto put it into dim as a safety feature because of this extra heat that's being generated. Please DJI, let's get this sorted and we can all start loving this drone again. Otherwise, as soon as your phone starts to dim, you're going to have to bring that drone back to you and pack away for another day, which in my case today would only allow for about 10 minutes of flight. Let's get this sorted. Thanks guys, take care, bye bye.